I'm asking, did Matthew write that? Or Jesus write that? Who wrote it? Can't you see? These are not the words of Matthew, these are not the words of God, and these are not the words of Jesus. This is not the Injeel. I says, I can go endlessly. The New Testament, it begins. Every book, new book begins. Matthew, it says, the gospel according to St. Matthew, the gospel according to St. Mark, the gospel according to St. Luke, the gospel according to St. John. I'm asking, what is according? Why according to? I write little books as well, But you'll find my name there by Ahmed Deedat. It's not according to Ahmed Deedat. If you wrote it, thinking that I had said or I meant such and such a thing, then you can say, according to Mr. Deedat, this is his theory, or this is what he said. It might not be true. You might have misunderstood. But if I write a book, I put my name. Matthew didn't write his name. Mark didn't write his name. Luke didn't write his name. John didn't write his name. These are anonymous books. And you think, well, maybe, this can only come from Mr. Deedat, so you put Deedat's name. This can only come from Brother Farah Khan, so you put his name. This can only come from Brother Waris Muhammad, so you put his name. You have no right to do that. Nobody has a right to do that. You are doing injustice to the man. If he hadn't said that, you might not be quoting exact. So, according to Matthew, according to Mark, according to Luke, according to St. John. And internal evidence shows that also that they didn't write the book. This is what you see from the outside, on the heading. The Christians put the heading. So, in the internal evidence, you read Matthew 9:9. I said Matthew 9:9. But Matthew didn't write it. Why do I say that? Matthew 9:9 when Matthew didn't write it. You see, J.B. Phillips, a prebendary of the Chichester Cathedral in England, a paid servant of the Anglican Church, he translated the Gospels into modern English, because the English that I'm quoting to you is a bit archaic, old-fashioned, because I'm reading from the King James Version. A lot of people, they love it. They lap up that language of the King James Version, so I use it. I'm also used to it. But J.B. Phillips, in his preface to the Gospel of St. Matthew's, he says, early tradition ascribed this Gospel to the Apostle Matthew. Early tradition, that's what people say, that this is the book of Matthew. Early tradition ascribed this Gospel to the Apostle Matthew. But scholars nowadays almost all reject this view. Hindu scholars, Muslim scholars, Jewish scholars? No. Christian scholars of the highest eminence, backed by 50 cooperating denominations, they say, this is what they say. Scholars nowadays almost all reject the view that Matthew wrote Matthew. The author, whom we may still conveniently call Matthew, which I'm doing. Instead of telling you the first book of the New Testament, chapter 1, verse 1. Why am I wasting your time, my time? No. I say Matthew 9:9, Matthew 5:17. Conveniently, I'm using the word Matthew. See, the author, whom we may still conveniently call Matthew, has plainly drawn on the mysterious Q. This Q, the letter Q, is also in inverted commas. But they're trying to say that Q stands for the German word Quella. Quella means sources. Therefore, the scholars, they know what they're talking about when they say Q, which may have been a collection of oral traditions. He has used Mark's gospel freely. Matthew has used Mark's gospel freely. In the language of the school teacher, he has been copying wholesale from Mark. And Mark was a 10-year-old boy when Jesus walked this earth. Matthew is supposed to be a disciple of Jesus, an eyewitness and a ear witness. And he goes and copies a 10-year-old boy who wasn't there. And you say this is the book of Matthew. Poor Matthew. What kind of mind did he have? What kind of eyes or ears did he have? That he goes and copies somebody else when he was an eyewitness and ear witness. No, we know Matthew didn't write Matthew. This is it. You don't have to be very clever. You don't have to be a DD or a Deedat to know these things. Just a little observation. And you can see through and through. You can deal with swaggarts and the likes of him anytime, any day. Allah has given us that destiny. But we don't do homework. See, we listen and we enjoy and say, right, we go home and go to sleep. you have to do a little bit of homework. See, in other words, now you see this. It's right, look, let me check it. Let me see something. And you see the verse. Matthew 9:9. I told you, open it up. Matthew 9:9. What does it say? It says, while he, referring to Jesus, was going forth into the way. See, this is Old English, King James English. While he was going forth into the way, he, Jesus, saw a tax collector called Matthew. And he, Jesus, came up to him, Matthew, and told him, Matthew, follow me, Jesus. And he, Matthew, followed him, Jesus. I'm asking, did Matthew write that? Or Jesus write that? Who wrote it? Can't you see? These are not the words of Matthew, these are not the words of God, and these are not the words of Jesus. This is not the Injeel. We believe in the Injeel. What is the Injeel? I say Injeel is the revelation, the wahi that Allah gave Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And the Bible tells us, this Bible, it tells us, Matthew tells us that Jesus went to a certain place and he preached the gospel. In Arabic, Injeel. Gospel means the good news. Translated into Arabic, Injeel. He went and preached the Injeel. Mark says he went to a certain other place and he preached the Injeel. Gospel. Luke tells us that he went to a certain place and he preached the Injeel, gospel, Injeel. And John tells us that Jesus went to a certain other place and he preached the gospel, Injeel. I'm asking, did he carry a book around under his arm, under his arm? Did he? Injeel? That every time he took it out? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Is that what he was doing? No. Whatever revelation wahi Allah gave him, that is the Injeel. Now they tell you, the Christians themselves, you don't have to do any homework with regards to the Bible. You don't have to make any new discoveries. Whatever they give you, learn from them and use it. They tell you now, they translate the Bible, the New Testament, into Arabic. They have for the Arabs 11 different Arabic Bibles. I have samples of them. 11 different. I thought there was only one Arabic language. But I'm now told that there are 11 different dialects. And every dialect group is said, look, we got it for you. You're Palestinian, we got it for you. What are you? Moroccan, we got it for you. Tunisian, we got it for you. Southern Sudan, we got it for you. What are you? Syrian, we got it for you. 11 different Bibles for the Arabs alone. In Arabic, different dialects. So they feel that you have no excuse for rejecting the blood of Christ. 11 different Bibles making it easy for you. Let's do. So the Arabic translation, the book begins. It says Injile Matthew, Injile Marcus, Injile Lucas, Injile Johanna. So right. We accept. You say Injile, Matthew, Marcus, Lucas, Johanna. Okay. I said, where is Injile Isa? Look, we believe, what did we say? We say we believe in the Injeel. When we say Injeel, it is a revelation, the wahi given to Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. That is what we believe. Not one given, if at all. If given to Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. Who are they? Who is Paul, Peter and James? Who are they? We are made to accept that is the wahi Allah gave to Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Injeel Isa. Bring it. And we will give it a sympathetic consideration. If it is from Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. That these are not the works of Isa alayhi salam. Can you see? Look, they are telling you. Why must you go out of your way and say, this is the Torah, this is the Injeel, this is the Zabur, and you get caught up with it? No, it's lack of knowledge.